So Infamous Syndicate came together through mutual friends. By the time I got into high school, my dad had kind of gotten his first Grammy and started getting his recognition. So the money picked up. So he kind of moved us out into deeper suburbs. And I went to a predominantly white high school, which was cool, but it was very I don't want to say segregated, but it was very pick and choosy. You know what I mean? So, and I had just came from a majority black grammar school. So it was a hard adjustment for me. I had a girl that moved from Jeffrey Manor. Her name was Kia, and she came to the school, and we instantly linked and hooked up. And I told her that I was into rap, and she said, "Oh, I got a friend who lives in the city in Hyde Park, and she raps too. Y'all got to link up." So we went to a party one night, and she introduced me to Teefa, and the rest is literally history. We kind of freestyle with each other back and forth and was like, yo, we need to link up. Let's start rapping together. Let's start seeking out some of these studios. So Teefa and I were just the type of girls that I had a lot of guy friends in high school that were barbers. So I would spend a lot of time in the barbershop with them, and they would debate about who's the hottest rapper, who can rap, who can't, from the hood or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, let's show y'all. So Teefa and I would go into the barbershop and rap. And it became like a weekly thing. Like we would go in there and they would throw money on the floor and everybody would bet. And then some of the customers would be like, nah, these two little hip hop looking girls, they ain't got no spit. And then we would rap. And next thing you know, the entire barbershop was giving us money and stuff. And we would use that, of course, to go buy weed and liquor and go write to some more beats. And there was a barber by the name of Chris, whose brother was Andy C. So after he saw how people were responding to Teefa and I together, he introduced us to Andy. And Andy had his own studio. And from then on, we lived in there. That's how we got to do Jenny Jones, which got picked up by Pink House. Rest in peace, Pink House. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. So he picked it up, it got on radio, and it just literally took off from there. We had people calling us from New York because they were recognizing the BDS. We want to fly you up here, which was Relativity Records at the time. They had a lot going on. They were like, look, we need some Chicago. We ready to sign y'all. We fresh out of high school, wasn't really interested in going to college. So we like, bet, where do we sign? Signed that deal and took off. We did Lyricist Lounge. We dropped our album. We did our single, Here I Go, with my dad playing on it. And it's just been stepping stones ever since. Shout out to 106 Jams. He was there doing his thing and really reached out to us and helped us out, put us on a platform to be able to get signed to Relativity Records, and did our 1-2 step in the office right in front of the A&R personnel, and they were just so impressed. It was a lockdown. They were like, we signing you right now. Let's fly your moms out, get your lawyer out here. It's time to do a deal. Peter Kang is, we were actually already kind of in the loop with, we call him Rashid, but y'all know him as Common Sense or Common. And that's how we hooked up with No ID. No ID kind of lived like 10 to 15 minutes away from me. So just kind of the buzz around the city, because not everybody was rapping then. Everybody want to be a rapper now. But when me and Teefa was rapping, it was easy for people to hear about us because there were no female rappers other than like Nuisance, The Brat, and maybe Erica Kane. And that was like it. That was it. You didn't hear about females rapping from Chicago other than that. So we hooked up with those guys and did a bunch of records. Peter Kang facilitated a lot of that. And by him working with Relativity already, we felt comfortable going there because he just really took very good care of us. For folks that don't know, Peter Kang was an A&R at Relativity Records. And with him working with us, we found out he also had gotten Common signed and No ID. I mean, obviously he's got a golden touch because look at where Common and No ID are now. Myself, Teefa, so it was just really wholesome, a good family kind of situation, a really good situation to go into being young and getting into the industry. Relativity Records folded. So that's how me and Teefa ended up splitting. They folded and they became Loud Records. And we had a lot of internal issues going on, and we were kind of like, nah, we need to really take a break and see where we want to go here with this. So we kind of fell back. They gave us the option of either going over to Loud or just getting out of the contract. And we decided to kind of get out of it and get our heads back together and figure out what we want to do, who we want to work with, where are we really going with this. And Yeah, we didn't really get back together after that. Teefa wanted to go into broadcasting and radio, and I was kind of still going down to Atlanta, still rapping and going crazy. Because that's how I met Luda. We were together. Actually, Teefa and I were together doing the Lyricist Lounge, and Ludacris interviewed us on Hot 97 when he was Chris Lover Lover, and he kind of took a liking to me and kept in touch with me, and that's how we ended up doing What's Your Fantasy. The origin of Infamous Syndicate is, I have to give all the credit to Teefa because I've never been good with coming up with names. That's why you still address me as my government. I'm Shawnna. I'm no rap name. That's it. That is my name. Teefa didn't really want to, we would come up with names and then we would laugh at them. It was like, nah, we Teefa and with Shawnna, we'll come up with a group name. And we were kind of, she came to me one day high as a kite, and she was like, we should be Infamous Syndicate. And I was like, I like that. She was like, because we wrap around everybody, we know everybody, but we underground, we taking over, like we kind of taking things, and we not taking no for an answer. So she liked the Infamous, and then the Syndicate is just how we always knew that we would kind of incorporate everybody from the city into what we were doing, like a syndication. So I'm like, okay, I like it. I didn't even care because I'm like, let's just rap, let's just go. So let's just keep it moving. And later on, Peter Kane had to deal with some legal issues with Ice-T because of his rhyme syndicate. And he was claiming that was just too close to his group's name. And, Peter was like, don't y'all worry about that. I'll handle it. And it kind of fizzled out. But I thought that was pretty cool, because I guess the name was pretty, enough to get his attention. Yeah, that's where it came from. Teefa. I used to always make Teefa do anything. Like, even doing interviews right now. If I was with Teefa right now, I would be in the background, kind of just, yep, and I would always put her in the front, make her do, answer all the questions, kind of give the big explanations and stuff. And honestly, I'm going to take credit for Teefa going to broadcasting school because me pushing her in the front to do all the media kind of boosted her to go in that direction. She never talked about doing anything like that.